Today what we are going to learn is a topic that says fiber to fabric. Have you heard of the word fiber? Have you heard of the word fiber? Yes? That's good. Now what I want is that first you should know that what all are we going to learn. We are going to discuss the function of clothing, the uses of various fabrics. We will understand the different kind of fibers which are obtained from the various sources. To learn about the properties and uses of different type of fibers, and we will also try to identify the fibers. Now first I want to know if you have any clue about why the concept of wearing clothes came. Very good. For protection, for culture, for representing ourselves, right? So you can see that for modesty first of all, for ritualistic purposes, for cultural, for identification, that is the uniforms, and for protection. Now there are various kinds of fabrics and we have various uses of them. Fabrics are used for making upholstery, they are used for making shoes, they are used in case of medical textiles. Our bandages use karte ho? Bandages are also fabrics. They are used in kitchen, and of course they are used for making beautiful dresses. They are also used for dress materials. Fiber. Now fiber is the basic, a very basic unit of a fabric. Right? Let's try to feel this fabric. Shrestha, come. What fabric do you think it is? Cotton. Very right. It is a cotton fabric. But do you wear this kind of fabric when you go to parties? Do you wear this kind of fabric? No, you don't wear this kind of fabric. You wear something different which is more shiny, which is more textured, and of course which is more beautiful. Right? So fiber basically, I can show you a sample also. It is a basic unit of a fabric. It is a basic unit that is strand, hair-like structures. Have you seen a cotton plant? आपने देखा है कैसा पौधा दिखता है कॉटन का? कैसी होती है कॉटन बॉल्स? आपने घर में भी देखा होगा, कैसे होते हैं बताओ? थोड़े हेयर टाइप होते हैं, राइट? सो ये भी एक हेयर टाइप स्ट्रक्चर है. ये सिल्क के हैं और ये वूल के हैं. कॉटन, आई एम श्योर एवरी वन ऑफ यू हैव सीन. So fiber is a fine hair-like strand. It is a basic unit of textiles, and we make yarns, and finally we make a fabric. Now fibers are actually classified according to their length. They, according to their source, that means from where we get them, and on the basis of their length. Source means either they are natural, means they exist in the environment, or they are synthetic, that means they are made in the laboratories. They are also long fibers and they are also short length fibers. इसके बारे में हम बाद में पढ़ेंगे, but first let's come down to the basic thing, that is the source. Fibers on the basis of source are of two types: natural fibers, which are plant fibers, and animal fibers. Plant fibers में आता है आपका cotton and jute. And animal fibers are like wool and silk. There is a separate category of fibers which are synthetic, that we have discussed, which are made in the laboratories, and they are called as nylon or rayon. There are many examples of it: plastic fibers, metallic fibers, glass fibers, even fibers जो आप देखते हैं, जो fiber sheet आप देखते हैं, that is also a kind of a synthetic fiber. Okay, Kanishka, now you come and feel this dress. Which fabric do you think? It is not cotton, it is not similar to this. So this is synthetic fiber classification on the basis of length. Fibers are classified as filament fibers. Filament means long fibers. And they are also classified as staple fibers, means short fibers. So as per the length, they are either filament or they are staple. Now one of the very fine examples of filament fiber is silk. As you can see here, इसके strands देख रहे हो आप कितने लंबे हैं? So they are longer than cotton. right? So silk is the only natural fiber जिसके strands लंबे होते हैं. Otherwise, all natural fibers are short staple fibers. And synthetic fibers, they are also filament fibers. Why? Because they are made in laboratories and it is under our control that we can make them up to as much length as we want. Staple fibers examples are cotton and wool. Next we come down to the properties of these natural fibers. First is cotton. Now as you can see, cotton जो है वो एक natural source से हमें मिलता है. That is white. It is cream in color. It is light brown. It is absorbent. It is porous. It is cool to wear, but it wrinkles very easily. ये इसकी properties हैं. And कहाँ use होता है? It is used for making towels. It is used for making bed sheets, and it is used for making pillow covers. Can you give me some example of cotton which Shresha has just shown? बताओ. To make sarees and dress materials and fabrics, right? तो वहाँ मैंने अगर नहीं भी mention करा है, but this is quite understood कि कितने सारे उसके और भी uses हैं. Second is flax. Flax is a plant-based fiber. It is cellulosic in nature. Do you remember reading about cellulose and protein in your previous classes? Do you remember? Yes. So it is a staple fiber, shiny, smooth, durable, easy to wash. इसके साथ भी यही problem है, wrinkles very easily, and used for clothes for summers. Linen is one fabric which is very expensive. आपने देखा होगा market में linen की shirts, linen की sarees. They are very expensive. Why? Because it is a rare fiber. इसको process करने में बहुत time लगता है. Next is jute. Now jute, as the name says, jute नाम सुनते ही हमारे दिमाग में क्या आता है? बताओ. क्या आता है? बोलो तुमने बोला है सही. बोरा. Jute का बोरा. Jute की gunny bags. Jute is a very strong fabric, right? It is very durable. Though it is also a natural plant cellulosic material. It is a short fiber used to make gunny bags and pots. Next is wool. Wool कहाँ से मिलता है हमें? Sheep, right? It is also a natural fabric. Soft, smooth. Soft होता है wool. Soft, smooth, does not wrinkle easily. Acts as insulator and it is a weak fiber, and that is why हम उसको wash करने के लिए normal detergents नहीं use करते हैं. We use things like Easy, Genteel. I hope everyone has seen these wool fabric. Yes. Next is silk, which is silkworm, a cellulosic fabric, soft, fine, lustrous, used for garments and upholstery. आपने ये table करनी है because this is going to come in the exams. Okay. I am going to give you now some natural fabrics and some synthetic fabrics, and I want you to feel them and realize what difference is there in it. In the meanwhile, you can see some fibers. Now first is the fiber stage. Next, these fibers are converted into yarns. So see how yarns are different from each other. अभी ये टॉपिक को हम बाद में पढ़ेंगे, but I want you all of you to see these samples.
sericulture. In this module, you will learn about sericulture. Silk is a fabric with an attractive luster and drape. Called the queen of fibers, it is used not only to make beautiful clothing, but also for upholstery and soft furnishings such as curtains, cushions and wall coverings. Silk is produced naturally by larva of silk moth. The best variety of silk is obtained from the larva of the silk moth, Bombyx mori. The practice of rearing silkworms in captivity to produce silk on a large scale is called sericulture. Sericulture starts with laying of eggs by the silk moth. The adult yellowish-white female moth lays pinhead-sized, slightly yellowish eggs on a special paper set out by the silk farmer. The eggs are uniformly spread on egg frames and then covered with tissue paper and an outer frame. These frames are kept in an incubation chamber for about 20 days, where they hatch due to the warmth. After 20 days, egg frames are taken out, kept on a tray and opened. In these 20 days, eggs hatch into about half a centimeter long black larvae. These egg frames having larvae are then covered with fresh mulberry leaves by the silk farmer. The larvae then crawl out of the egg frames and feed on the mulberry leaves day and night for 4 to 6 weeks and grow into an adult larvae. After approximately 6 weeks, the adult larvae stop feeding. Farmers transfer these larvae to mountages. Each larva then produces a single continuous silken thread and wraps this thread around itself to form a protective case called a cocoon. The cocoon formation completes in 3 days. The larva first changes into a pupa and then into an adult silk moth, which breaks the thread of the cocoon and comes out of it. Since the silk thread of the cocoons is damaged by the silk moth while coming out, silk farmers usually kill them by putting 10-day-old cocoons into hot water. The hot water also loosens the long silken threads of the cocoons. Loosened threads from several cocoons are then wound into yarns to make strong threads which are woven into cloth. In this module you have learnt sericulture is the practice of rearing silkworms to produce silk on a large scale. Sericulture involves the following steps: laying of eggs by silk moths, hatching of eggs into larvae, formation of adult larvae, formation of cocoons, and extraction of silk threads.
Silk. Now next is silk. Silk is a protein fiber. Can you tell me our hairs are made up of which fiber? Very good. They are made up of protein fibers, and usually silk burns readily, not necessarily with a steady flame, and smells like burning hair. Ash can be easily crumpled. That means it is just powdery. Silk samples are not as easily extinguished as cotton or linen. Silk fire, जो अगर सिल्क आग पकड़ ले तो वो इतनी जल्दी नहीं बुझती है as compared to cotton. Next is wool. Wool is also a protein, but it is harder to ignite. It is very harmful if you are wearing woolens and it catches fire. Why? Because it tends to cling to your skin. Hair fibers are shorter than silk. The weave is generally looser. Flame is steady, but it is difficult to keep burning. So these are the images which can show you that you can readily perform these tests, but of course under the supervision of your parents. And you can identify a silk fiber which leaves ash, and you can also identify a wool which turns into a hard brittle wheat. Next is acetate. Now acetate burns readily with a flickering flame which cannot be easily extinguished. आप बुझाने की कोशिश भी करेंगे तो वो नहीं बुझेगा. Okay, now to perform this activity, since we have smoke alarm, so we are going to move outside. to perform the burning test.